10 signs your childhood was more traumatic than you realize. Most people think trauma has to be something obvious or extreme, but some of the most lasting wounds don't come from what happened. They come from what never did. If you've ever looked back on your childhood and thought, it wasn't terrible, so why do I still feel like this? This video is for you. We're going to go through 10 subtle but powerful signs. Your early experiences may have been more damaging than you ever acknowledged. You'll see how certain habits, emotional patterns, and relationship struggles trace back to those early years. And the final sign we cover? It might finally explain that constant feeling of being emotionally off, even when life seems okay. Let's begin with a red flag most people don't catch, but it affects your daily life in quiet, significant ways. 1. You have big gaps in your childhood memory. Not talking about forgetting the name of your third-grade teacher. We mean entire periods that feel blurry or just gone. This isn't just bad memory. It's your brain protecting you. Dissociation is one of the mind's most silent defense strategies. 2. You say sorry all the time. You bump into someone, sorry. You speak your truth, sorry. You simply exist and feel like you need to apologize for taking up space. This constant apologizing can stem from being treated like a burden growing up. 3. You believe love must be earned. You think people will only stick around if you're useful, likable, impressive. If you didn't experience unconditional love as a child, you may not even recognize it as love now. You've been taught to confuse being needed with being valued. 4. You over-explain everything. Not just what you did, but why you did it. You try to prove you're not rude, not selfish, not wrong. This often comes from growing up in an environment where being misunderstood meant rejection, shame, or punishment. 5. You're always waiting for people to leave. Even when a relationship feels good, you brace for it to fall apart. You can't fully relax because a stable emotional foundation was never part of your reality. When chaos was your norm, peace feels unfamiliar, even threatening. If even one of these signs is hitting close to home, type "me too" in the comments. You're not alone, and it matters more than you think. 6. You feel uneasy when life is going well. Joy makes you nervous. Calm feels unsafe. You're constantly waiting for the other shoe to drop. This is a nervous system wired by past experiences to expect pain when things seem too good. You're not broken. You were just conditioned to stay alert for threats. 7. You struggle to trust your emotions. You constantly ask, am I overreacting? Even when your feelings make total sense. When your emotions were dismissed or mocked growing up, you learn to second-guess yourself. It's not about being unsure. It's about being trained to doubt your reality. 8. You emotionally shut down during conflict. Someone raises their voice, uses a certain tone, and suddenly you go numb. You're not cold. You're protecting yourself the only way you know how, by disconnecting. This is emotional freezing, and it often begins in childhood as a survival response. 9. You feel bad for saying no, even when you're drained. Even when the request is unfair. If you were raised to keep the peace or manage someone else's feelings, no might feel dangerous. You're not just avoiding conflict, you're trying to stay safe. 10. You don't know who you are without someone to please. This one's deep, but stay with it. If you were conditioned to prioritize others' needs above your own, you might never have developed a strong sense of self. That emptiness you feel? It's not a defect. It's space. Space that was never allowed to be yours. And now that you see it, you get to decide what fills it. That moment, right there, is where true healing begins.